She-Ra and her Bo are coming to the MOTU Origins Cartoon Collection, so let's chat about what the future might hold for the Princess of Power line right now on Toy Habits Live. And before we go live, smash that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss a beat. Hey everyone, welcome back to Toy Habits. I'm Michael, and I think I did that intro without my mic audio on, so apologies for that.
I heard you, Michael. I heard you.
Okay.
We apparently have gremlins this afternoon because my internet connection was a complete mess right before logging in. So apologies that we started a few minutes late.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's totally fine. It's like there's always gremlins and there's always something going on. How the heck are you?
I'm doing okay. Lots of technical difficulties this week with Wi-Fi and whatnot, and just I spent the day cleaning out the garage, so that was quite fun. How about you?
That's fun. Weekend was good. My son was in an exhibition for his college marching band, so we got to see that last night. Got home really late, so I'm really tired right now, but it's all good.
I'm sure you are.
But it was fun to see him for a bit. But yeah, their bus heading back to Reno, they had to put chains on the bus, and so the chains on the bus don't go round and round, so that took like a few extra hours on top of what they were already going. So you got
in. Are they getting snow out there?
4:15. Oh yeah, it's just the Donner Pass over into Tahoe.
Oh wow,
yeah, so.
That's awesome. That is so cool.
But yeah,
very good.
But yeah, weekend is good.
So we had an exciting week. Finally, the news gods slowed down on us a little bit, so we could finally break this awesome, incredible news that She-Ra and Bo Cartoon Collection is coming to MOTU Origins.
Yay! Oh my gosh, it's so neat because like everybody's been saying, like, where are all the rest of the Princess of Power figures? Like, we only have She-Ra. It's like two versions of She-Ra to boot, right?
I know, and we've been sitting on this for a while, and I've been, chomping at the bit to get the news out, but an anonymous source, and we don't know who it is, and we're not going to say more than that, knows that the tooling is done for both She-Ra cartoon filmation inspired version of She-Ra and Bo, and I've been wanting Bo in the Origins collection for the longest time, so I was super excited about that, and that only led us to then dream of this incredible wish list that we're also going to talk about today on Toy Habits Live. So why don't we go ahead and check in with the chat. Michael, I'm going to let you do it because my internet connection might be kind of dicey, so we want to make sure and say hi to everybody out there. So go for it.
Oh, totally. Yeah, we got a lot of crew in the chat today. We got Clint, we have Robert, we have Stanley's Toy Channel, King Panther's in the house, Giraffe, who's always talking about Skytree. I need to know the backstory on that Giraffe, so just put it in Discord. Mr. Neil Hunter Hyde, amazing person and crew member. We have Thomas, Payne's Toy Samples, Allison Troy. Yes, happy Princess of Power Wishlist Day, everyone. This day will go down in history, right?
Yep.
We have amazing crew member Daniel, who always has G.I. Joe on the mind, especially Zorana. What is up, Mr. Ryan Cole, awesome crew member. We have Cute Cult, all music fan, Jeremy Cole, crew member, Too Bad Dad. I think I said Thomas already. Justin, Nuno, Stanley's Toy Channel again. I know I already hit you on that one. Carlos, hello. Ooh, from Brazil. So happy you're tuning in. Lord Hoagie, you're making me hungry for a hoagie. We have Stephen. Matt Bush, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Amazing of you to do that. Thank you for all the great content. Yes, I mean, we think about this stuff all day, every day, and it's fun to get to share this all with you. So that's the best part. Let's see. We got Paul and Taz, Kevin Flores, and I think we are all done. And we can say check in with the crew and say hi to them. Wanted to just give them a shout out, and we love you all. And we also love our new members. This was a fun little thing that I did today. So it's like, hey, it's so funny because like Joe and a few others will always like, they'll put in the chat like, it's Toy Habits time. So all right, we'll just do that.
That's awesome. I love it. That's so cool.
And yeah, if you want to join the crew, head over to our channel on desktop and click the join button to see how you can support the channel. And speaking of which, if you want to get in on the action, we do have our Addicts and Junkies private live stream today, which we're going over their MOTU Cartoon Collection wish list. So we're going to reverse.
We want to hear, yeah, we want to hear what you guys are looking for.
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a very fun topic today and on the private live stream. But yeah, today we are here to talk about Miss She-Ra and Bo and the Princess of Power collection.
Absolutely. And we had, oh my God, like the luck of the Irish, even though neither one of us are Irish. Yesterday, we scored San Diego Comic-Con tickets, folks.
We did.
We will be at Comic-Con next year, 2024, in person, covering it live from preview night till the end of the weekend.
Oh my God, so excited about that. And and thank you to your hubby for scoring those tickets for us. So yeah, we're gonna be there all day, all weekend, including preview night. So we're so excited. I've been to 3 Comic-Cons in the past, and so I kind of know what to expect, but this will be your first one, right?
It absolutely will. And because every time I tried to go, it was always sold out. And somehow, we went through this whole, it's such a stressful event to go through trying to buy these Comic-Con tickets. It's very complicated. You got to get in this line and a queue and blah, blah, blah. Long story short, somehow my husband got lucky enough. And then on his cell phone, no less, his line jumped us to the head of the line. Somehow the timer counted down and we were able to get in and get those tickets right before they got sold out. So totally got lucky. Lucky.
So excited for that. So yeah, we'll be I'm so looking forward to just seeing everything in person again. I haven't been there since 2019, and that's when the MOTU Origins line kicked off with that He-Man and Prince Adam 2-pack.
Oh, I know. And I love that 2-pack. That totally got me into collecting Origins back in 2019, 2020. I had to buy it after the fact when it was a lot more expensive, but I had to have it because
I know.
I wanted that freaking vintage style head. And that was before, they made obviously the other figure, but I spent a pretty penny just to get that damn head. And then we got it anyway next the following year.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be interesting trying to both cover all of this stuff and get stuff updated on the site. I feel like we're going to be everywhere on YouTube, on our website, and just all over the place.
I already told the hubby that we're recruiting him as cameraman and etc. because we're going to need some more help. And maybe we'll have to recruit some of our Toy Tuber friends or friends out in the chat who are going to be there, and maybe they can help us. We'll have correspondence on the ground. I don't know. We'll have to game it out.
Yeah, if you if anyone in the chat is going to Comic-Con, let us know. And yeah, we would love to just meet everyone in person too and hang out.
Absolutely. Yeah, it'll be so much fun. Yeah. So on that high note, let's dive into the incredible news. She-Ra and Bo are coming to the cartoon collection. According to the source, nothing officially confirmed, but I think there's a very good chance that this is very well coming. So let's dive in and take a look.
Yeah, so far our anonymous sources who just feed us stuff have not been wrong so far, so we're just gonna go with that.
Absolutely. So I'm just trying to get the right window shared.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just gonna say hello to some folks that just popped in. We have Cora. Hello, Mr. Migdar. And I think Ben. Can't wait. Yeah, can't wait for Pop. Bring them all on, then we can fill out our Horde crew. Yes.
Absolutely. Which is going to be an awesome segue to our sorry, I'm getting stuck now. It's going to be an awesome segue into our wish list. So I'm gonna run through these. We'll go through them. Unfortunately, I'm the one having internet connections. What else is new? But I'm sharing my screen. It's actually lagging right now. I can see it.
Okay.
So my apologies. So She-Ra in the Filmation style coming to the cartoon collection. We all know what She-Ra looked like. This is awesome. I can't wait to see this iteration of her.
Yes.
You know, that's going to be incredible. Just what they've been doing with the cartoon collection so far has been fantastic. And we needed another version of She-Ra, and she's going to have her boyfriend Bo by her side.
Or
So
Bobo.
cool. Bobo, exactly. Hello,
Yeah.
Kevin.
And yeah, like the iterations that they've been doing for the cartoon collection are great. And then you know, hopefully we'll see. I'm trying to think if we'll see like She-Ra first before we see Evil Lynn. Oh no, we're gonna see Tila. So we know, or we already know what that female buck's gonna look like. So
yeah, absolutely. And I'm assuming it would be, you know, plastic molded hair. You know, she'll have her little facial tiara and of course probably a plastic cape. But you know, it could be soft goods. I don't know. But one thing that would lead me, and you'll see it on our wish list, is I would love to see Filmation version of Swiftwind to go along with her. But we'll dive into Swiftwind a little more later. And as you know, this is the vintage She-Ra with Swifty by her side. I absolutely love this figure. I had this as a kid. This is actually my personal She-Ra and Swiftwind, which is also featured on one of our T-shirts. If you like this photo, so super. I know Allison has this shirt.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that is awesome. We got a good tip from Justin Booth. If you're going to Comic-Con, book your hotels in advance. We already booked a couple anyway because I went on to Expedia, and like some are already like $1,200 a night. I'm like, that's ludicrous. Yeah, like
that's
the tickets are expensive enough.
Oh my god, I know. It's gonna be like super painful. So that was a vintage She-Ra. Of course, we did get a Filmation inspired version of She-Ra by Super 7 in the vintage 5.5-inch style line back in 2018, 2019. So this is what She-Ra would look like in Filmation style. Of course, you know, as I mentioned, molded hair, plastic cape, that little short skirt she has there, totally in the Filmation style. And then we did also get another version of her for the Club Grayskull in MOTU Classics line. And this one looks incredible because she really captures that awesome animated look, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah, the like Super 7 really nailed their animated look. So if it's going to be anything like this, then I think this whole subline is going to be a hit.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fantastic. And of course, you know, that is the MOTU Origins version of She-Ra, which was a good mix in between. But we definitely want to see just the animated version of her, and she's going to look incredible. So we don't know what to expect with She-Ra, but the wild card here is her Bo,
Yeah.
right? her incredible boyfriend here, or you know, so-called boyfriend. Always loved Bo in the Princess of Power cartoon.
Yeah,
he was you know, one of my favorite characters. And what do you think of Bo like coming to the line? Like how amazing is that?
oh, yeah, it would be amazing because I have the bow from the MOTU Classics line, and so I think I think I share Allison's sentiment here. Like if if one correct Filmation cartoon bow gives a tooling for Origins toy bow and Swiftwind, Arrow, Storm, bring it on. Yeah, totally. Cartoon Catra and toy Catra. Yeah, so
You're jumping the shark already. We're going to talk about all that when we get to our wish list. Those are all included, but yes, absolutely. And you know, I have this vintage bow. And mine wasn't in like the best condition, so I actually painted on a mustache because I couldn't stand the fact that he didn't have a mustache. So my vintage bow does
I
have
would
a
never
mustache.
do that.
I know you wouldn't.
Funny.
But I couldn't stand seeing them like stashless, you know. But this
Yeah.
is this is the vintage bow with arrow, which was teal in the vintage line, looked nothing like the horse. But here is the one that you have, and I also have this figure, MOTU Classics bow. Do you display him with or without stash?
With the stash. Gotta have the stash.
Absolutely. That's the version of bow that I love with the stash.
Is that your photo too?
It's actually not my photo because it would have been because I do have this figure, but he's all packed away. So
yeah, that's right.
I had
it looked very similar to a pose that you would do. So
I absolutely probably would have. But we have this incredible custom by
Yes.
Hunter Knight Customs
Oh,
of
he's great.
Bo. This is awesome. And this is in the MOTU Origins Buck.
Mhm.
Obviously, you can see. And he totally captured his Filmation kind of like, cartoon look. Look,
Oh,
I mean, look at
totally.
his face.
Yeah, Hunter Knight has been making customs forever. So I don't know if everyone knows this, but before Toy Habits, I used to run an action figure custom website where I'd feature just
Mhm.
really talented customizers. And so I think I started it back in 2007, and Hunter
Yeah,
Knight Customs was making customs back then.
that is so cool. And he like absolutely captured Bo to a T. Like, if we get anything even close to this for the cartoon collection, I'm gonna be so stoked.
Oh my
Like,
gosh, totally.
this is
Yeah, this is
incredible.
I mean, this is going to come very close to
Oh yeah.
what it is, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not far fetched. It's so easy to see. This is like the Origins Buck, and then you got the more simplified wrist guards on his wrists here. Really simple chest armor with his little
Yeah.
cape, and the legs are super easy to do, and so are the boots. So this one's a slam dunk. They shouldn't have any problem creating both
Oh, no,
for the.
no, not at all. I want to
Look at that.
send a special shout out to Geek the F Out. Lucha Johnny is in the house. I think this was referring to the Shira head sculpt,
Yep.
but yeah, I think you're right, Johnny. Yeah, the eyes are a little bit too far apart, and so hopefully
Mhm.
Mattel will correct that in this version.
Yeah, and also want to give some condolences to Solar Cave missing out on tickets yesterday. We tried to help, and I don't know what happened there, but hopefully Kayla can get some tickets to Comic Con. Like,
That
crossing
would
my fingers for you. Yeah,
yeah.
that was that was a rough purchase time yesterday. No,
Yeah, it
no
was
fun.
pretty stressful.
It was really stressful, actually. So yeah, keep us updated, Silver K. Let us know what's going on with that
Yes.
situation. But this is taking a look at the Super 7 version of Shira here with this custom bow. And just looking at them together, you can see, like, imagine once we have the two cartoon collection versions of them, like how incredible they're going to look on your shelf.
Oh, they're gonna look fantastic.
Mhm.
Justin Booth, also amazing crew member. These custom action figures are just as good as the actual released versions. I could not agree with you more. Sometimes they're even better
Mhm.
because they
Yeah.
get to do things
Okay.
that the toy companies can't afford. So I'm
Exactly.
like, I'm all
Exactly.
for customizers like just
Mhm.
doing this and giving us something to look at while kind of to tide us over until these figures come out.
I know, and it's great for like the imagination to really key in to what they would look like. But the funny thing is, when we did get the 2020 PowerCon version of Shira, there was all sorts of incredible artwork on her trifold, art and comic that pulled out of her card back, and there was all these teases, I guess if you want to call it that, for characters. But that was 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and we haven't gotten anything yet. And so, there were two sides to the artwork. They were very similar images, but we had Cowl and Bow and Arrow and Frosta and Glimmer, and of course Swiftwind here. In both, the funny thing is that Arrow and Swiftwind were in their vintage colors.
Oh yeah.
Funny enough, right? And then Bo even looked like his vintage character here because he has no mustache.
Oh, that's
Um,
true.
I know, so I love seeing that. And then there was a similar version of that same screen or scene, but kind of in a more smoother animated look on the other part of the card back. And this featured the vintage Crystal Castle in it,
That's
which was
right.
so cool.
That is
And then
awesome.
I know, and guess who's hiding here in the corner? That's
Let me
Lucky.
take one. I know he's so cute. I mean, we got
I
to
love
get him. I love what they did in the
him.
classics line. They did like
Mhm.
a 2-pack, I think, with Cowl
Yep.
and Lucky, if I'm remembering correctly. And he's such a cute character.
He's so cute. I actually have those two figures, and they're really awesome. So I'm gonna use quotes. Tooling is complete, so we'll see what happens next year. But if our source is correct, we should be getting pop figures in the cartoon collection, which is incredible, and just in time for the 40th anniversary of She-Ra and Princess of Power cartoon, which is
Oh,
awesome.
totally. Yeah, that's gonna be amazing. So yeah, hopefully we'll see all of that come to fruition in 2024. And I guess
Mhm.
what do you prefer for a card back? Do you want a like the same cartoon collection card back like all the other
Yeah.
figures, or what do you want, Toy Sorceress? Because you'll make it happen.
Okay, what I personally want for it, I freaking want to see this.
Yeah.
I want to see a vintage style. It needs to be pink. It needs to have yellow. I want to see
Purple.
freaking this same with the same kind of rounded card back bubble. That Princess of Power version of the card back. That's what I want to see. Although I know it's supposed to be Filmation inspired, so if they want to do something that kind of blends in the cartoon version of She-Ra, albeit that's great too. So I'll take either version. What about you, Michael? What do you want to see?
Oh yeah, no, I totally agree. I totally want to see this vintage packaging just like it is. I mean, if they want to jazz it up a little with some like sparkles or whatever, like that's cool, but like have it look the same as this. But I wanted to plus in MH Sam's comment just around him, or him or her wanting a vintage She-Ra in case getting sick of the Filmation versions already. But yeah, I'm wondering if this foray into the cartoon collection will make it possible for them to make those, vintage style MOTU Origins pop figures.
Oh my God. I would love to have those. That would be just incredible. And out of all of my vintage toy collection, I only have from the pop collection of figures just She-Ra and Bo. I don't have any other ones because they're really hard to find in decent condition.
Yes.
Because of the rooted hair and something with the paint apps that they used back then, with like a lot of these gold colors, they would like kind of tarnish and they didn't wear very well, unfortunately. So it's hard to find really good examples of pop vintage figures. So I would love to see a recreation of these as well, if we could ever get them.
Totally. Yeah. I want to plus in Stanley's Toy Channel's comment too. Do you guys know why Mattel haven't made pop figures for the Origins line? They do them for the Masterverse line. I don't know why. Like because like they don't seem to have an issue with making them for the Masterverse line. So I don't think they would have an issue for them to make it in the Origins line. But this is actually getting me thinking too. Like little known fact, I love the She-Ra cartoon way more than the original Filmation He-Man cartoon. But when that DreamWorks She-Ra cartoon came out on Netflix, I fell in love with that too. And so like I want them to make those style of figures.
I actually haven't watched the Netflix version because
it's so good. I enjoyed it a lot.
I gotta check it out. But like this was, I'd come home from school, loved watching She-Ra after school, and this was my quintessential cartoon growing up. Like I take it to heart. I had this exact She-Ra figure like growing up. I always loved her. So it's like super special to me, and I can't like imagine it in like a new form to me. Like this is. So it's like I love to keep that compartmentalized in my head.
No, I get it.
Like my head can, right? Like that's what I think of when I think of She-Ra.
The DreamWorks Netflix series was a huge departure. And it's been out for a while, so I don't know if you're going to see it or not, but I was going to share some spoilers.
Oh wow, that's awesome! Yeah, I mean, you can. I don't mind.
So I think in the She-Ra cartoon and also in the Revelation series too, like there's no secrets are kept anymore. Everybody knows that Adora is She-Ra and She-Ra is Adora. So that kind of threw me for a loop in the beginning. Weird. And I think it's also I think that's also in the Revelation canon as well. But I wanted there to be that mystery of She-Ra in that DreamWorks cartoon. But once I got past that, I really enjoyed the cartoon and the characters. But
that's awesome. I mean, to me, that's kind of weird because that's what made like the cool, like her having that alter ego and people not knowing it, which is pretty awesome. Yeah. But on that vein, and I see some of the comments here, we could dive into our Cartoon Collection 2024 wish list. And after the stream, if you are a junkie or an addict, please join us for the private live stream because we're going to want to hear your wish list.
Yes.
2024. You can see my internet has slowed down again. So
it's all good.
Apologies.
It's okay.
If I'm moving not at the same pace as my voice.
Oh, that's a great point. Miss Allison Troy, who is always up on her history. Wave 1 She-Ra mini comics didn't really have a secret identity. That's awesome. That is cool to know.
I'm just going to click on over to here. I think I'm gonna try and just close out a couple of these web windows and see if that helps my speed a little bit.
Okay, your
The ones that
audio is
we've
coming
already
in
covered.
fine, so at
All
least
right,
we
so
can
I'm
hear
just
you
closing
fine.
out some of the ones that we've already covered. Maybe that'll help.
I remember I forget if you were on too when like Mega J froze on his stream and he just like
Yeah.
couldn't it just didn't
Yep.
correct itself for like 10 minutes and he was just like you could hear him but it just had this like weird expression on his face like that was frozen
Yeah,
for
I
a
know, and it's so super frustrating for
yeah.
everybody, I'm sure. Now I've popped off the screen. Okay, it's so weird. So you could see my screen and you can't see me, and this makes no sense.
Oh
Here I
my
am.
gosh, this is okay, so you're back at least.
Yeah.
So but we can hear you fine. So
Okay. Yeah, it's just my motion or something just super slowed down. So my apologies. Um so we can dive into our 2024 wish list. I know, I came up with this article, but I'm sure this represents what Michael and I both wanted to see. I'm sure,
yes,
right? Like a
of
lot of your
course.
favorites are in this list.
Of course.
Okay. And it was just something I dreamed up like to write about the other night, and I'm like, I wanted to make sure to represent stuff that we both
Of
love.
course.
So if you want to check these out for yourself, go to toyhabits.com. These articles are all posted there, and we're going to dive into our 2024 wish list. But knowing that we are getting Shira for the cartoon collection, of course, she needs her ride. So she's got to have Swifty with her. Want to see Swiftwind in the line. But I would love to see Swiftwind, of course, because this is, and again, this is my personal Swiftwind, which I totally love. Super
Mhm.
cute that he's pink and everything, and I love it. But we are talking cartoon collection, so Swiftwind has to look like this.
Oh yeah.
This is the MOTU Classics version of Swiftwind with the MOTU Classics Shira writing on back. Always loved this version of Swifty with like the colorful wings. What do you think, Michael? Like, do you think we'll get Swifty next year?
I hope so because yeah,
Mhm.
I think Shira does need her ride and
Yeah.
just the swift wind and just how colorful she is
Mm-hmm.
in the Motu Classics form with the the pinks and the blues and the golds. It's just like it's really awesome. I think the Classics line did a great job with Swiftwind, and we need
Yes.
more creatures in the Motu
Uh-huh.
line. It's like the vehicles and creatures they're kind of stalling on, and they've
They
actually
are.
stalled on the figures too for a bit. So we're
Mhm.
not actually sure when any other MOTU Origins figures are coming out just yet.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of odd that we don't know when especially the vintage style ones that we saw at San Diego Comic Con because they have not been announced yet. So
Right.
we're still waiting on those. Yeah, but this version of Swiftwind is awesome. And if you try and get this Motu Classics version, he's super expensive. He's really really expensive.
Yes.
I'm talking several bills, and I eventually I really wanted this version of Swiftwind, and I waited a while, and I finally found an opportunity to get him at a decent price. I won't say it was cheap because he wasn't, but I had to have this version of Swiftwind, and to get him in the Motu Origins line would be incredible.
Oh,
So,
it totally would. I would love to walk into like Target and see like a
oh my
packaged
God.
box.
Could you imagine? And then, like, what if Swifty came packaged with Shira, like in a 2-pack, like
Oh
with the
geez.
incredible, like pink with like the lettering on it? Oh my god, how cool would that be? Like, just as an awesome like 2-pack.
That would be amazing. And maybe they would do things differently, right? This would set up the line to do like maybe rooted hair versions for like
Yeah.
conventions or special
Yep.
occasions, or maybe in this two
Oh,
pack.
20 San Diego Comic Con 2024.
I know.
Yeah, Mattel, if you're listening, this is a wish list after all.
Yeah,
It's
right.
what we want to see. And as we mentioned before, this was absolutely dead center on Shira's card back of the 2020 PowerCon exclusive version on the Origins package, and she was pictured with the vintage colors as we mentioned before because Swifty was pink here. Which I wouldn't mind either version of it, but if we're talking cartoon collection, of course we would get the colorful version of Swiftwind, and this was for Shira's 35th anniversary. So
Hmm.
we're getting into 5 years soon,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yeah, and I think that, that kind of builds on Allison's comment that she made just around like just getting both versions of Swiftwind, possibly in a cartoon version or in an Origins version too.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's so many things going on this card back. I can't tell you that a bunch of these are going to be on our wish list and I keep referring back to this card back because you got Catra and Claudine, you got
Claudine,
freaking
that's right.
Grizzlor, you got Mantenna is on here, of course, Glimmer, Bow and Arrow, Cowl, Lookie, like everybody's on here. We got Hordak. There's so much shit going on this card back. It's crazy. Excuse my language, but we even have freaking Fright Zone on this thing and the Crystal Castle. I mean, this was like an incredible piece of art, and it like Mattel's screaming at us like, "This is all the stuff we haven't given you yet."
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah, the Claudine would be amazing. So at the toy show that I went to with Silver K and Brick Something, this guy had all of this like unopened Princess of Power stuff, and it was like going to the toy store again. But of course, the prices were insane, and I was like, no, like I don't want to pay like a small, what a small car cost to get the Crystal Castle in the box.
Oh my God, I know. And I've always wanted, a vintage version of Claudine and Catra, especially because Claudine's flocked and he's got like the little curly pink hair. Like, how cute is that? Like, I love that figure. I don't have it. I absolutely would love to get one. And if they recreated that for the Origins line, like, freaking awesome. But I'm jumping ahead of ourselves because that'll be further down the list. First, we're going to talk about Arrow, because of course, if Bo is coming to the cartoon collection, Bo needs his ride.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Totally.
Absolutely. And this was Arrow for the vintage cartoon. I mean, the vintage toys from the 1980s that we already talked about before. Of course, in this nice powdered blue color, because everything looked very, very pinky and pastel-y in the pop line, the vintage line. But MOTU Classics did an incredible job recreating Arrow from the Filmation cartoon, and this is an awesome creature. Do you have this Arrow, Michael?
No, I used to have all of the pop in classics, and then I sold them to Dan Diego actually a while ago, and that's actually how we met. So we've been keeping in contact for so long. I did end up buying probably most of the figures back that I sold him because I was like, why did I do that?
I was going to say, I love Dan. Dan's awesome, and happy that he has those in his collection, but these are so hard to come by now. I mean, Arrow is a little easier to get than Swiftwind. Swiftwind's really hard to get. But Arrow's really cool, and I do have this Arrow as well. And he looks great, and it's funny because they gave him wings too, which he didn't have in the cartoon.
That's funny. Yeah, I guess they wanted to reuse that buck, right? And so like,
we got to fill the holes with something because he had holes in the side of his body. So
yeah, that's hilarious. It's like a juiced up version of Arrow.
I know, right? And I don't remember. I think I displayed my Arrow with the wings, but it's funny because he didn't have wings on the cartoon, but his vintage version had wings.
Yeah.
So there is some relationship there, right? Which absolutely makes sense. So seeing Arrow right here in his like vintage style, Arrow had wings, so it makes sense in the ethereal world, if you want to call it
that. Yeah, Allison makes a great point. The wings aren't even toy colors either. So
it's like, no, they're not. Yeah, like what were they thinking? They're really not the toy colors, but he still looks cool.
That's awesome. Mr. Dwayne Otley, crew member. Wow, I have an unopened vintage 84 Mattel Princess of Power action figure Bow and Arrow for sale. All right. To the highest bidder.
Dwayne, I need to hit you up.
I know, right?
Send me a direct message on Instagram. I'd love to talk to you about that. Oh my God. You guys are too much, man. I'd love that. But, given, we've got these guys, our two cute little side companions that we can't have Princess of Power without is, of course, Cowl and Lookie.
Oh yeah, I love Lookie's like troll look here with the hair.
No!
That's like,
With the little hair.
yeah, he has to have the hair. Like,
I know. I love it. That is so cute. His eyes are a little creepy because I guess
yeah,
they were supposed to move back and forth, but I mean, I guess that's the like whole Lookie thing about Lookie.
that's funny.
And toy.
Yeah, and like back then, the toys came with like brushes, so you could brush the hair
Mhm,
and do it
mhm.
however you like. But I was looking at uh Lookie's vintage figure prices on eBay, and he's really, really expensive. So
Gorge.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would love to have some version of him that I don't have to pay an arm and a leg for.
Yeah, absolutely. Even his classics version is pretty expensive, and that was pretty cute. I mean, they did a really great job. Um, so that is an option. But Loki was always it was always fun to like find him during the cartoon episode. I was
Yeah.
always looking for him, and just it's just so much fun. And even with I'm just going to scroll back to the top of our thing. Yeah, I had him peeking out from the side
Uh-huh.
of our post.
It's funny.
So just had to, it's just he's just too much fun. But taking a look at his version, we'll take a look at his version in the classics collection in a second. But speaking of a little side companions, of course we had Cowl, and
Yeah.
Cowl in his cartoon colors was always this kind of peach or orangey color, but his vintage colors were yellow. He was always yellow in the little vintage toy.
Oh yeah.
So it's funny that that they changed the coloring on all of those figures, but we had Lookie on the back of the Shira Origins retail release
Yep.
hiding in this tree.
That's crazy. You would totally not see that if
I
they
know.
actually did a good job blending him in the background there.
Oh, absolutely. He's just hanging like onto a limb for like dear life over here. And then is this like Songbird or something like that? That's like hanging out underneath them.
That's I
Flying.
think so.
Yeah.
That vaguely rings a bell.
Hmm.
Yeah, he would be awesome to have in the
Yes, he
line.
would.
Like do him like a 2-pack like they did in the classics line. And yeah, it's kind of like how they're doing like Gwildor and Orko too.
Hmm. And I think I'm stuck.
I know.
So
We can hear you, so you're still fine.
okay, I can't click on my screen for a second. So we'll have to just talk through these other things for a second until my computer behaves itself.
Here, let me see if I can get some on my end.
Okay. If you just pop into the article,
Yeah.
all of these photos are in there.
Okay.
So we can switch over onto your share screen because I'm totally stuck.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Here, let's see if this works. Oh, I actually need to put it up. There we go. Okay. All right.
And I cannot see what you're sharing because my screen still looks the same. So I'm going to listen to you, and then we'll just talk about whatever you're describing.
All right, sounds good. Okay. Yeah, I think yeah, it's just it's on the Shira card art for the 30th anniversary one too. Yeah, there's the little Lookie and Cowl in not in Filmation colors. It's more of that like yellowy color.
Black Friday.
I got unstuck. Here I am. I'm back.
Oh, good, you're back. Okay.
Okay, so if you want, I can still share my screen.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Okay. So,
I love technical difficulties in these things, so it's okay.
I know, but it just makes it seem like it's so much more authentic. Like,
Yeah,
this is real time, folks.
so we're doing it live. But Ben makes a great point. He has a challenge to you, Toy Sorceress. If you buy that bow and arrow, do a live unboxing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Give me a good deal and I absolutely will. Absolutely we'll do a live unboxing. That would be super cool.
Glory Bird was that bird, yes.
Glory Bird, that was the name, not Songbird. Sorry. I knew that actually because Glory Bird was one of the creatures that was featured in that teaser article we did where we did a whole anthology.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's
I just
true.
couldn't think of it on the fly.
Yeah, Miss Allison Troy, that bird is from the Unproduced Whispering Woods playset. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. if we got that too.
Oh my God, how awesome would that be? God, this is, I mean, we're just diving into like so much cool stuff. But speaking of that same card back, we had Glimmer on there, and this is what she looked like in the vintage figures. And of course, her on the Filmation cartoon series. And she also did get a figure from the MOTU Classics line. She looked really cool. And to see her in, which these are some incredible customs from Eternal Customs on Facebook. If you ever just want to go through and take a look at some really awesome like origin style figures, Eternal Customs on Facebook does just these incredible customs. Some of them he actually 3D prints and like has the physical figures of, and some of them are just these models. But this is what Glimmer would look like in the Origins buck. What do you think, Michael?
I think she's going to look great. And it's so funny just looking at this custom digital render. It looks, do you remember the 80s and like when jazzercise was a thing? This totally looks like a jazzercise outfit.
I know, right? That's what I was thinking too. Like they're not quite leg warmers, but like, you know, with like I guess the whole like kind of spandex on her leg and everything.
It totally looks like leg warmers.
Yeah, I know, right? That's awesome.
Yeah, but if we could get something that looks like remotely close to that, I would be amazed. And I think it's doable for Mattel because like they have to strip out all of the like sculpting detail that they had like they've done in the Origins line, and like this particular like digital render I think would work really well.
Absolutely. I mean, I think you know, Eternal Customs captured this perfectly. And you know, again, she was also on that card back from the 2020 PowerCon exclusive. And with that, we have Frosta, because Frosta has already come out in the Masterverse line. She was also another fan favorite. Really loved her vintage figure. And this is Frosta in the cartoon. You know, she looks really cool. Do you remember, Michael? Was it like sometime early last year when we got the leaks that Frosta was coming to Masterverse, and we were like, it was like really grainy. We're like, it can't be.
I know.
Like, now we have her. So, would you love to see Frosta in Origins?
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, they did a great job with her in the Masterverse line. They kind of copied her Filmation look there, but having it in an Origin scale buck would be amazing.
I know, and they did this like translucent hair, which was really cool, and it changed colors.
That's so cool.
In cold water, if I'm not mistaken. And then that is her classics look.
Yep.
So again, Eternal Customs did an awesome job.
Yeah.
Look at her, you know. I mean, easy. They can do like one buck, and they've got all of these pop figures like ready to go.
Yeah, because like all the legs look like different versions of spandex and like that design.
Exactly. high boots, short boots, you know, boots with little like pops on them, little skirts.
Yeah, she would look great. I love the hair. I love the hair color in this one too, because it just differentiates it from like the rest of the blues on her body and on her cape.
Yeah, and this is a physical figure. This is not a digital render.
Oh, geez.
This looks like it's painted, like a 3D printed, painted model.
Yeah.
Hand painted.
That's nuts. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the hands the way they are. It's like I think give them all gripping hands, and then.
I was just thinking she's ready to like bitch slap somebody.
If your ice ain't gonna get you, her back of her hand will.
I know. Like, watch out.
That's hilarious.
I know. And then that brings us, you know, so all of those characters were on this card back, but on the flip side of the card back, we had
feature. Bitch slap.
Bitch slap, exactly. The evil horde. And this is awesome. Eternal Customs did an awesome job at like 3D modeling and even printing some of these. These are all the horde figures in the Origins style and Filmation, you know, Origins buck. How cool are these?
Oh my gosh, those are so cool. I've always wanted a vintage Filmation version of Leech. Like the colors were so cool, and just he had like the gnarliest looking face. And
I know
they kind of made him like they overdid it, I think, in the
Yeah.
vintage line, and so it's like I love the more of a toned down version that looks more like what we see
I
here.
know. I know, he looks really cool, and then, of course, like, Mantenna looked totally different, like, really goofy, and we still haven't gotten Modulok, and then we've got, kind of like the more animated version of Grizzlor, which I love the furry,
Mhm.
haired Grizzlor. That's, like, one of my favorite figures, but, to get them in Filmation style would be incredible, and, they were all on, this is Hordex card back from the Origins line, and, we had of course, we already got Mantenna and Leech and Grizzlor and
Yeah.
like these Horde troopers. We're yet to get Modulok in the line, but not to say that we can't get a Filmation version of them. And starting off with Mantenna, of course, this is his vintage version,
Mhm.
uh, and then looking at him in the Filmation cartoon, totally
Oh,
different look.
totally. Yeah, I love the way that the Filmation version just kind of captures his, I don't know, more like a he was always getting in trouble with Hordak and either like sent down into the dungeon or like float like
Yep.
kicked somewhere. I don't know.
Like he was always like at like his throne, and then like he'd just like open that trap door, and poor little like Mantenna would go flying down into the dungeon. Like that
Oh my
was
gosh.
the thing I always remembered about him. And they did an incredible job with this sculpt for the Origins line. The only thing that threw me off a little bit was his coloring was like really dark. Like the blues on him were really dark because the vintage version had kind of like a brighter blue color, which obviously he didn't look like the cartoon, but it kind of resembled maybe the color scheme a little closer. And this
Yeah.
was quite dark when they came out with the Origins version. So to
Yeah.
get to see him like this would
Oh
be
my
awesome.
gosh. That
Yeah.
would be amazing.
Mhm. And this is the Club Grayskull version of Mantenna. Go ahead,
Oh yeah.
Joshua. Go ahead.
Yeah, just wanted to plus in Joshua Robbins a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Yes, happy Sunday, Michael Toy Sorceress and gang.
Thank
Yes, this
you.
is our favorite part of the weekend is hanging out with all of you. So really appreciate it, Joshua.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, and it's looking forward to this all day. But Club Grayskull version totally captured the animated look for him, obviously in the larger style buck. But then Eternal Customs did it again.
Wow. Yeah, so this doesn't look like a digital render, right? This is the actual
No,
print figure. Oh my
mhm.
gosh, so
This is
amazing.
a hand painted like printed figure.
Oh, that looks so good. I love the expression on the
I
face.
know.
The colors,
Mhm.
geez, like everything is perfect in this. Just make this, please.
Yeah, it's like they took the cartoon and just physically like plopped them out into 3D. So just an incredible job. Just did an amazing job. So would love to see him in the line. And then speaking of one of your favorite figures here, Michael,
Leech.
this is Leech. Leech.
Oh, before I dive into Leech, just want to say, hope you're feeling better,
Oh
Rob. I'm
no.
sorry that you had to go to the ER, but
Oh no.
we're wishing you all well and thanks for popping in.
Oh,
Uh,
hope you get better soon, Rob. I'm so sorry to hear that.
oh, but this definitely is the Leech that I want. I, like like the light green and the oranges, like really make
Mhm.
this figure so different than
Yeah.
the one that we got in the Origins line or in the vintage.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, the one in the Origins line was incredible. And the head was modeled after the Motu Classics line by the Four Horsemen, which I think they did a really great job on. But of course, and that's the Motu Classics version there. Big departure from, the cartoon. And so here we go. This is an awesome 3D render of Leech and what he would look like in
Oh my
Filmation
gosh.
style.
So good. Geez, I
Yeah.
think somebody had said it earlier that like the customizers do like as good. I think I'm also going to say a better job than the toy companies do as well.
Absolutely. I mean, if they can even get close to these figures, I would be like totally over the moon. And Joshua, very nice to see you saying hello back. And this one actually, it might be an actual figure because you can see, the joints in here and the articulation lines. So I think this is like an actual figure, not the 3D model.
Oh yeah,
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
yeah, that looks
Yeah.
awesome.
You can see all the pins and everything in it. So
Yeah, I love what they did here. It's funny, the waist, I don't know, like the midsection going into the waist, always bothered me about this figure. Like it's not tapered or anything, and it kind of looks like
Yeah.
he's wearing a diaper. But
Yeah, I know. And would you want Leech with like an open mouth or a closed mouth?
I would love both of them, like how they did the deluxe figure. So I guess
Yes.
remains to be seen if they're going to be doing deluxe figures in the cartoon collection.
And so Leech would be ripe for that. What I was
Yeah.
going to do is I'm just scrolling down to that section here because I
Oh yeah.
believe Eternal Customs had both versions. Oh, here he is, and
Oh
you can
yeah.
see him with an open mouth design, which looks incredible. And I think I probably prefer that one. Oh, sorry,
That's
more than
okay.
now my computer's going crazy. So I am going to get off the screen and let's just go back to where we were because
Okay.
zooming in on that while my internet is slow was probably not the best idea. So anyway, and I have brand new internet connection in this house, and I don't know why it's not working well. But
It's a Gremlins
that's
or
conversation.
Ghoulies or something like that. You have a Ghoulie in your
Absolutely,
toilet.
and I had Spectrum here twice last week.
Oh
So I
geez.
don't know.
That's always frustrating.
Anyways, it's super frustrating. And that brings us to one of your favorites, Michael, Modulok.
Yes, the figure of 1,000 bodies. Yeah, we totally need this. Like, I guess one for the
Mhm.
regular Origins line, and then
Yeah.
if they're doing this again for the cartoon collection, it would just be
Mhm.
bonus. Like this figure is so much fun. I don't know if you had this, but it
Um,
I do have one. It came in the huge collection that I bought
mhm.
a while ago, and it's just a fun
Yeah.
figure to play around with. It's like it replaces the fidget spinner for me. It's
Oh
just like
yeah,
just make new
totally.
bodies out of them.
I've had like several chances to pick them up, and then I don't know what happens, and it's like sometimes when I'm like at a toy show or something, but then I see something else that catches my eye, and I'm like, oh, let me just spend my money on this instead, and
Right.
then I just ended up I haven't picked one up yet. But if we did get him for the cartoon collection, do you think he would be modular with different parts, or do you think they would just make him just one figure like this, like
I'd
Eternal?
probably think that they would make a figure like kind of like this, but then with
Yeah.
maybe a couple replacement parts just to have that modular design.
Mhm.
But I think we're also like I'm also forgetting too that they'll also pack in like the extras for the cartoon collection. So it's like
Yeah,
that other Filmation cell that you just showed previously. It's like I would love
I
something like that. It's I forget what that device
know, right?
did, but it's so cool.
It looks sort of like an old school, like kind of like television camera
Mhm.
type piece of equipment. I'm not quite sure, but
Totally
the
does.
funny thing is, because Modulok in the pop cartoon did not have two heads,
That's true. Yeah.
so he's really cool here. I would love to see that. Hmm.
Yeah, this custom looks fantastic. Jeez. Like
Yeah,
it I mean, it nailed the Filmation version just right here. Like whoever
yeah,
is I mean, it's so cool that like
yeah,
people have the
absolutely.
skills to do this. Like I don't know how to do this whatsoever. So I'm always
Mhm.
in awe of people that can do this.
And if you do go to the article, we do have links to this Facebook page, and there's like hundreds of different characters. I mean, they've done an amazing job. So go ahead and check that out because this was just I just picked out the handful of figures that was on our wish list. But Eternal Customs has done so
Oh yeah.
many really really cool ones,
Yeah.
and the next one on the list is Grizzlor. But Joshua would like to see Spinnerella, which is really
Spinnerella.
cool.
Yeah.
Never had her, and even as adult collector, she would be the only one I don't have. Oh,
Yeah, she looked cool in the classics version too. So
oh my god, I know. I have to get more of those. When the wallet allows, I got to expand my pop collection of classics figures.
open the floodgates of the wallet.
Exactly. And I got to thank you, Michael, personally for helping fill out my classics collection because I didn't have that many of them, and then I was able to pick up some of your doubles.
Well, I am here for you.
Yeah. And I love that they were yours, so then they're that much more special
Yes,
in
they
my
are.
collection. But I always love Grizzlor. The fuzzy version is like kind of the quintessential version of Grizzlor, but that's not to say that he has not been done. And of course, this is the Origins version of him. That is my Grizzlor, and he's got crazy hair.
That's
I
awesome.
always love photographing him, but that's not to say that we can't see him in the Filmation style, because he's been done that way for Club Grayskull and the MOTU Classics line.
Oh, totally.
And most recently, here is a hybrid version of him for the Masterverse line. So they got a little creative, and he does look like a Filmation style Grizzlor, but they put a furry jacket on him.
I know, that's so funny. He has his like mink stall.
Yes, he does. It is a mink stall.
Yeah, but yeah, it's funny. So I mean, I guess it goes to show us, like, since they did the fuzzy version of Grizzlor in the Origins collection, then we can also get, you know, that just kind of goes to show us that they are willing to do some rooted hair of some sort. So maybe like Loki or you know, some of the other figures would be candidates for rooted hair.
I'm having a problem with my camera real quick, so my apologies. I'm trying
That's
to
okay. We can still hear you. So if you just if you want to go camera off for the rest of the stream, that's all good too.
No, it's all good. I'm trying to get this this fixed, which is, it's just kind of a little odd, but
it's okay. But yeah, Grizzlor would be amazing, and I would think he would look something like very similar to what the Masterverse line put out, because they actually captured the Filmation version pretty well here.
Yeah, no, they absolutely did. Okay, I'm back.
But yeah, All Music fan, I would love an Octavia. So yeah, I'm just gonna say that there, like Scorpia, Octavia, like all these characters that were in the She-Ra cartoon that never made it into figures would be amazing. But Octavia and Scorpia were produced in the Classics line, but not for the Vintage line.
Yeah, that would be really cool. And of course, this is what a 5.5 style version of Filmation Grizzlor would look like. This one's really great. This one is really
great. It is. Like, it's simple enough that it, you know, totally looks like Grizzlor from the cartoon. Oh my gosh, I love the yellow eyes too.
I know. Those look great, and then his little teeth and everything, and kind of the layering of his fur. How he's got it kind of like over his shoulders, across his chest, right here, and then it kind of pulls back a little bit. Like, he did a great job.
Oh my gosh, he totally did. Yeah, this one definitely is a digital render because it looks like it's from a screen. But yeah, it
really is.
The Horde symbol on the boots and in the chest, definitely need that. Yeah, I love like the oversized hands too. They're huge.
Oh my god, they're ginormous. And then he's got nails, like on his nails.
Yeah, it's like they're willing to paint Catra and Frosta's nails in the line, so it's like, why not? Let's paint them all.
Exactly. Grizzlor needs some painted nails too, because they would go great. And speaking of painted nails, our next one is Catra.
Oh yes, Catra would be awesome. You can't have, if you have She-Ra, you have to have Catra.
You have to have Catra. You absolutely have to have Catra. And she looks incredible. They've done her obviously in the Masterverse line. Really loved her cat shield. That's super cool.
So cool. Yeah.
Is this your Catra? I forget which one of us reviewed her, but
that looks like you're kind of posing, and I don't know if I was just like mimicking you, if it's mine. So I have no idea. I don't usually pose my figures that well, so that one looks good. So it's probably yours.
Yeah, it probably was. I was getting her like kind of like pouncing stance. And of course she did come out for the Masterverse line. I love how in the Masterverse version, even her sword had a little cat head on it.
Oh yeah, sorry. That's a Classics one.
That's what I meant to say. Sorry.
Yeah.
In the Classics version, I know what I was looking at. It just came out in my head. And I love in the Classics version they added that.
Like on her sword and on her shield too. So cool.
Well, of course, on the shield. Yep, absolutely. Her face looks a little, I was gonna say catty. like she's a little, you know.
Yeah. I actually like her Masterverse version so much better. Like there's some figures that look better in Masterverse and in Classics and vice versa. So I think they nailed her in this one.
They did. I would have loved for them to have given her the same Classic sword with a little cat on it instead of the staff. because they did a really great job with the shield. So that would have been cool to kind of blend this in from the classics version.
Yeah.
But sorry, I opened that twice. This is like what she would look like if they did her for the cartoon collection.
Oh
And
my
again, this
gosh,
is
that's
another
so cool.
video render.
Oh my gosh, she would look so good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And of course, I would love to have Claudine with her, but how cool would it be to have Claudine? Because she was pictured right here with Claudine
Yeah.
on that SIM card back.
Yeah, same thing like they did with a possible like She-Ra Swiftwind 2-pack, right? It could be this
Yep,
could be an awesome 2-pack.
I know. And Claudine has to be flocked, like has to.
Oh
There's
yeah.
no question.
Yeah, and if they don't, we can say what the flock.
What the flock? How come Claudine's not flocked?
That's right.
So with that brings our 2024 pop wish list to a close. I mean, we want to hear what you want to see out there, but we're going to dive into that even further when we go into our private live stream with our junkies and addicts, and we want to see what you guys all think of the pop line and what your wish list is for Cartoon Collection next year.
Oh, totally. Yeah, I think people have been dropping their wishes here all along too. So I think we're seeing some love for Octavia, Scorpia. Yeah, there's so many cool figures. But the fun part of this next live stream that we're doing is that whoever's is coming up with the wish list, if we feature it on the stream, we will give you credit for that, and we will talk about our live stream where we came up with that idea. So it's gonna be fun.
Exactly. So it's going to be so much fun. So if you are a junkie or addict, tune in right after the end of this live stream, and we're going to jump in and talk to you all about what you want to see coming up. But Mattel, this is so exciting getting these cartoon collection figures, because now we've opened up a Pandora's box of all the characters that can come out next year.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And I think, who was it? All Music Fans said that like between He-Man and She-Ra, Filmation has 400 characters in it. That's crazy.
Oh my god. Could you imagine
I mean, I would love it. It would be a dream. And it's like let's keep the Origins line or just this style going for as long as the classics had their run, right? It's like just keep making this stuff year after year. People will buy them.
It's getting huge. I mean, if you think about how many figures we already have in the line already, it's incredible. Just in the last couple of years.
Yeah. It's incredible for yourself, and it's incredible for your wallet.
I know, right? That's the part that's hurting, but keep it coming. And there's so many other figures. Like we need to get Adora, we need to get Prince Adam, we need to get there's so many figures, just main characters that we haven't even gotten cartoon versions of. There's so much. So much they can do.
Yes. Well, good. Anything else you want to cover off on before we jump streams?
Yeah, you can't cross streams, don't forget. That's a good
Oh boy.
Totally different topic, right? But just to talk about for a minute here some of the news that broke this week. Heading over to our website, and we've got a really cool article Michael did on Rio Blast concept sketches. And also Bactros, his trademark was renewed recently.
Yes.
And then yesterday we got the news that broke that Wave 8 of G.I. Joe Reaction was found on the Target system. And there were some really cool figures in that wave, Michael.
Oh my gosh, so good. So awesome. You must be excited.
You got Serpentor, Red Jackal, Snow Serpent, Sabretooth. I mean, there were some really, really deep cut figures from the Argent 7 line and some of the comics and stuff like that. So
yeah, I would love that Cobra Mortal figure. I was looking at that probably 10 or 15 years ago to buy. And I was like, well, it was pricey back then, but it's probably really pricey now.
Yeah, absolutely. And Wave 1.5 of the Legends of Dragonor are out now on BBTS. So if you're into those figures, the first wave was incredible. I did pick those up. And these are all repaints, but they're very cool versions of them. So if you're into them, you can pre-order those on BBTS right now. And Michael, did you not get a shipping notification for your Mondo Panther?
That was crazy. Yeah. So the day after Panther went up for pre-order, like mine shipped out already. So it was awesome. It's like I wasn't
I
they were saying that
cannot
they'd be shipping in waves, but I didn't expect them to ship it this fast.
like that fast, right?
Yeah.
I know it's absolutely incredible. We also have an amazing feature on the Attack Track, a custom that Mr. Home Arcade was nice enough to get us with the design from Yerko. So check that out. That was really incredible. And
Yeah.
you don't want to miss out. There's some really awesome sales going on, but Entertainment Earth has a buy one get one 50% off sale going on right now for all their in
Crazy.
stock figures, which is so cool. So use your Toy Habits coupon code if you want to, and we have the link for that right here on our website. So check it out. Buy one get 50% off.
Just PSA that code actually doesn't work, and so you can't like double up on the extra 10% off. I was like, darn it. So, but
oh man, that's a bummer.
Buy one get one half off. Like that's enough anyway.
That's great. Yeah, I know you don't get the extra 10%, but we got to keep EE in business, right? Like
right.
EE needs to make money, but it's still really awesome that they're having that incredible sale. But normally, if you do use the coupon code, you do get 10% off with Toy Habits code on there, so that's awesome. Yeah. Some more really cool things. Wave 11 of Ninja Turtles Super 7 Ultimates have come out, and you found some listings for the deluxe TMNT crossover on was that
the whole shebang? Yeah, so for rest of world and outside of the United States, if you want to those are already up for pre-order. So if the whole shebang ships to your country, just get them over with now.
Yeah, absolutely. And, that would be really
my gosh, too. Yes, so Faker and Duplicat for Mondo, they kind of just slyly threw in their Panther live stream. So if you're paying attention to that, they announced that Faker is going to be great. I mean, they're going to reuse the He-Man mold, and that's what Anti-Eternia He-Man, regular He-Man, and Faker.
Oh my god, they're just getting their money's worth.
Oh, totally. But like another $500 cat. It's like, come on, Mondo.
Oh my god, I know. I haven't gotten any of the cats because I just can't spend that on a ginormous cat.
They're huge. They're huge. I think Stanley's Toy Channel was actually a member. I don't know if it just redid.
Yeah, I don't know, but welcome again. If you maybe he maybe upgraded. So thank you anyway. Stanley's Toy Channel. We're gonna give you a shout out no matter what. And I received my my Gignus Frog from the Super 7 Classics version, which if you love the vintage version of him, he's like a souped up version of that, and he's really cool. So check that out. Yeah, really cool review.
Funny, Ryan Cole's gonna have to sell a kidney to get it, but he needs Faker. I know. God. Yeah, the 12-inch stuff. If you're into Mondo and Hot Toys, it's like you're throwing down some serious coin for these figures. It's like, come on.
Yeah,
we need a break.
It's insane. It's insane,
it would be nice if they already have the tooling done for the Bucks for He-Man. Like, could they just cut us a little break on the reuse of the mold? Like, I think that would be nice.
They should on the price because it doesn't cost them as much to remake them. And
oh my gosh, Stanley, that's so great! You upgraded. That's so nice. Thank you.
Thank you,
Stanley.
We will
see you in the chat then on our next.
That is so awesome of you. We really appreciate it. So hopefully you can join us in the next stream right after this.
Yeah, I don't need a Faker and a Lone Ranger mask. I think that was the Leo Faker that came out in the PowerCon 2021. But hopefully, you know what? I bet they'll probably make a head sculpt that might look like that because it's just a simple head swap or extra part. But I
guarantee you that'll be on there.
Ryan, I bet we only get an extra $5 off. Yes, anything helps, right? Come on.
Yeah, well, we'll take it. So, and then you broke some incredible news that Sergeant Slaughter, Leatherneck, and the Triple T are coming to the Transformer crossover line with the vintage Owen style figures. And Michael, besides, the awesome listing that was found in there, another confirmation of this is that people have been getting their Thunder Machine crossover figures delivered to them just now by Amazon, I believe.
Oh,
and
yeah,
there
I
was
think,
yeah, right.
yeah.
So there was a little one of those little, like top secret file card hints on there, and it was talking about, slaughters something, da 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 da. Like there was
Oh,
a hint there that reaffirms this
oh, good.
story,
Okay,
like
cool.
hinting at slaughters, marauders. So you'll see that on there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait for this
Mhm.
set, especially to get just some more O-ring figures. And if we have to buy them with a transformer, so be it. I think that's the way that
Yeah.
they're going for now. But there was I did watch Chaz the Guru posted somebody else's YouTube channel that said that he's heard, and this is rumor at the time, like treated as rumor, but from his source, he's never been wrong that the G.I. Joe O-rings will be back in 2024. So that's actually
Really?
something to look forward to. And hopefully they're not coming with all Transformers, but hopefully they're going to make a resurgence, which would be nice.
Oh, I would absolutely love it. Maybe the higher ups at Hasbro had to see that there was a calling for it, because I think since they stopped making them, people probably have been a little bit up in arms, like, well, where's our O-ring figures? And we really want these. And
Right.
they probably saw the fan demand for it. So
Oh, totally.
That is incredible news. I don't know. Do you have anything else, Michael, you want to share before we hop on to our next stream?
No, I think we covered it all, and yeah, it's been a fantastic Sunday hanging out with everybody and just talking about the stuff that we love and the stuff that is hopefully going to be coming out in 2024. Yay!
Absolutely. And I just want to give a big shout out to our friend Ken from Toy Connections, who is jumping on light, but can catch us on the replay, and we will have a private stream party for our junkies and addicts right after this. Want to give a big shout out to Ken. I think he just posted live his 1982 Masters of the Universe history video, which was incredible. I've watched it already like 3 times because I enjoyed it so much. And Oz guest starred on that episode. You did a great job, Ken. Absolutely love it. Such a great historian for toy history. So keep up the great work.
Great.
And Ken, you do have, I want to give another shout out to the Baroness of Toys, who did provide Ken with a repro Point Dread cardboard cutout little computer console, replacement for that Point Dread that you picked up at that toy show recently. So it's on its way for you. And the Baroness just jumped in. So I want to say a big shout out to the Baroness of Toys. Thank you for making that for Ken. He's like super stoked. That was really nice
awesome.
of you.
So cool.
She's on vacation, so she just hopped in from
Lucky.
the hotel. I know. So thank you both. And Michael, I don't know if you have any final thoughts before we close up the show.
No, I hope we're gonna see a very strong MOTU line in 2024 with the cartoon collection. I think they have a lot of runway with that toy line, and I hope they start finishing out some of the other MOTU Origins figures. And this reminds me too, we should put together a 2024 prediction stream at some point before the year is over. That would be fun.
Oh my God, absolutely. That's going to be another upcoming episode, because we're going to wrap up the year. And then, Michael, next weekend, speaking of the end of the year, next weekend is Thanksgiving weekend. Yes. So I think me and you are probably just going to be, taking the weekend off. I know you're going to be busy with family.
Yeah.
I'm going to be trying to catch up.
A lot of people are going to be busy with family. So yeah, we'll take the week off, and then we will come back in not this coming week, but the next week, all refreshed.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully my internet will be working much better.
I hope so. It's been fine.
So
don't worry too much about
it. Spectrum's going to get a nice phone call this afternoon, because this is not acceptable.
Oh, can you conference me into that one? I really want to hear what goes on.
Absolutely.
Toy sorceress. I've never heard those words come out of your mouth.
I know, right? You should have heard me with Dish yesterday. It was bad.
Oh, It sucks because it's like everybody points the
mess.
finger at everyone and it's like, oh, it's your problem. No, it's your problem. I had that happen to me yesterday. I was installing a new router, and so I called my cable company to get it activated, and they're like, everything's working on our end. Go call Netgear. And I'm like, oh, come on.
Oh my god! But you seem to like never have problems with your internet service. So I got to pick your brain on who your provider is and what you're using, because I paid extra to use their equipment to make sure that I would have good service, and I got extra pods for the upstairs and downstairs of my house. So the fact that I don't have a good connection right now is extremely frustrating.
Yeah, do the bring your own router route and just get a good one and screw there.
Yeah. Well, I thought I was going to get a better one than what I had.
Yeah.
And it was wrong.
Oh, well, hopefully you'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, we
anyway,
were
so, y'all, we're gonna jump into our next thing.
All right. Well, have a good rest of your weekend, everybody. And actually, everybody have a fantastic holiday if you celebrate Thanksgiving. Just be safe and have a blast if you have time off. And we will see you in a couple weeks. Bye, y'all.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Bye.